What's going on, guys? I thought I'd take a quick sec to share another piece out of my collection. This is a piece that I carry a lot. I dig it a lot. I actually have a couple of them just in different finishes, but this is the one that speaks to me. I dig it. I mean, I can't tell you how much I love this knife. You're looking at, many of you already know, but you're looking at a Peter Rassenti SNAFU. And first of all, if you don't know what SNAFU means, it's an old term. It means situation normal, all effed up. I think it's a World War II. It was coined in World War II, or I think that's when it started. It might have been sooner than that. But this knife F's-ish up, basically, keeping it PG-13. What you're looking at is a flipper, beautifully designed. There's one major feature here that I'll talk about in just a second. But the first thing is the action. Stupid good action, you guys. This is one of the best flippers, period. If I had to pick, I was thinking of doing like a video, or I don't know what they call it, like a video response. I think that's what they call it. Forgive me, I'm new to YouTube. To like Skeleton and a couple other guys with their top 7 or top 5 flippers. This would probably be, no, it will absolutely be in my top 3, for sure. What you're looking at is a pretty large piece. This is about 4-inch. This is the large SNAFU. It's a 4-inch clip point killer fuller that runs like all the way to the front, or blood groove, whatever you want to call it. Design-wise, totally necessary. Imagine it not being there. And I don't know, if when I kind of look at it with not being there, I see a Bowie style blade, and I don't really dig that. This looks really tactical. It is a flipper, but they do give you thumb studs. They are beautifully orange peeled too, by the way. The piece, or the blade, is running on GTC bearings, so you know their money. They're made by Gus at GTC. And this thing fires so hard. Overall length is pretty big. It's about 9 1/8, 9 1/4. It's just a hair over 9 inches. That's what I was getting on my scale. And weight is pretty up there. This is like about 7 ounces. So it's not the lightest EDC, but I really don't care. I carry it. It's sick. Period. This finish is the one that I wanted. They did come out with a few that were like a very dark color. Darker than this. This is pretty dark, kind of industrial, and that's kind of what I dig. But there's a darker one out there. This is the one I was looking for, and it took a while to find a really good example of it. It's a acid stone wash on the handle, and like, I don't even know what it is. It looks like it's media blasted, and then it's stone washed. Amazing. Just killer work. If you take a look on the other side, titanium clip, very functional. And something I dig is that Peter put his maker's mark right on the lock bar cutout. I think that's pretty genius use of space. Usually you see that just barren, and very smart. It's a frame lock. Killer detent. Obviously, it wouldn't fire so hard unless it was so good. The detent was so dialed in. It just fires. I mean, I can, you know, for ADD people that need to like continuously play with something, this is a good one, guys. It'll scratch the itch for you. Take a look at the design. Simple, but extremely balanced. The way these are milled out works right into the fuller. Absolutely beautiful. Just a beautiful piece. Killer. The most important thing about the SNAFU, and I'm probably sure all you, the real knife heads, know, is that this is an integral, meaning it's one piece. To me, it's amazing. I've spoken to a couple engineers I know, and they said it's not harder to do, it's a lot more work to do. So from the craftsmanship standpoint, the amount of time going into this knife is much, much, much longer than a normal 2 slab with a backspacer or standoffs. This starts off as one big chunk of titanium, and the milling machine or the CNC has to be programmed to cut out effectively everything on the inside here. Has to be milled out cleanly. And the crazy part, if you think about it, is how the hell do you get the bearings and stuff in here? This isn't like wood or something where you can kind of bend it out. I mean, you start doing that, you start destroying it. So the tolerances are ridiculous. And Peter has become well known for making integrals. While I have it here, check out that lockup, just sick. Stupid early. Come on, focus. There you go. But definitely solid. I mean, this knife is solid. The fact that it's an integral makes it extremely solid. It's strange. You think, you grab a really custom knife and you hold it and you're like, man, this thing's heavy. It feels freaking dope. It's solid. Then you grab an integral and you realize this is solid. This thing won't torque. It will not torque in your hand. I'm sure I can wedge this into something and just pry it open and the handle will be fine. I'm not going to do that, but this knife cuts too. Very, very sharp. I think I mentioned it's a CDS XHP, the Carpenter steel. It's just a killer piece. Very popular. I think it was last year or the year before at Blade. I mean, these things started just, you couldn't get one. They were just flying off the shelves. Now, a lot of collectors who have taken very, very good care of these pieces are starting to kind of put them out there to get bought up in the secondary market. And if you can find one in excellent condition, I would jump on it. Also, Peter will do an auction every once in a while, or a lotto. Or if you go to a Blade show, or any knife show, and he's there, you'll have a shot at getting one of these. I would get one. This, to me, before this, I can't really think of a true tactical integral folder. I think this would probably be the first one. The other ones are like a little more artsy. This is a straight military style, badass kind of knife. The front choil is money. I mean, you can get up on this thing. The jimping's a little crazy. It's pretty rough. But if you had gloves on, if you're like some kind of special operations guy, you're an operator and you have gloves on, and this was your knife, you'd be stoked. The back has a lanyard hole built. It just drilled right into the titanium. Jimping on both top and bottom. So any position, any way you hold the knife, you've got good purchase on it. It's just a well thought out piece of equipment. And I love it, honestly. Probably at least 1 or 2 days a week, no matter what, I carry this piece on me as my main. And I might have a smaller piece as a backup, but I feel as though this thing is solid. If I really need to get on something hard and cut, I can. It's not going to twist. I don't have to worry about any of the hardware coming. I mean, pay attention that there's no hardware on here. All you see is the pivot and these 2 screws. That's it. I mean, this is solid. There's nothing's going to back out of this thing. It's just perfect. You can really romp on it and you'll be fine. I mean, this isn't Peter. I don't know if I mentioned, but he's another great Canadian maker. Another great maker who started pimping or making customized pieces for other people and himself, and decided that he's just going to do it himself. And I'm stoked and really, really glad. And I think the knife community as a whole is very lucky that he decided to stop making scales and start making the whole knife. Because whether or not you're attracted to such a crazy, like, big tactical knife, you have to give him credit for you know, taking the integral style and making it his own, producing several different models that are integrals, and showing that it can be done. Showing that you can have an artistic design in a tactical style knife and remain integral. If you see some of the other finishes that he does, you'll be blown away. He has one called, I think it's called Cracked Earth, or it's stunning. It looks like the desert floor. The dude's good. I mean, it seems like Canada's producing all these badass new school knife makers. Randy Doucette. I mean, there's just names that keep coming up that are just badass, and I don't know if it's like the outdoor culture or these dudes all hunt and need to like skin freaking bears, but they just make high quality knives that you can womp on. And this is no exception. To me, this is as good as it gets as a tactical. It looks like a tactical to me. You know, if you're a kid and you're drawing in your little coloring book and you're drawing army dudes, this is a knife they're carrying. Then you couple that with the action, which is stupid good. I cannot... I should have brought down the keys. You know, everybody says RJ Martin is awesome. It is awesome. This is just as awesome. This is just as awesome as the Bodega. Actually, I don't know. I think it flips better than a Bodega. My opinion, I hope I'm not pissing anybody off. I think this thing flips better than a Bodega. It just fires so hard. It has weight to it as well. And something about the back being, or the entire piece being, the handle being one piece, the way the sound resonates through it, you get this really hard clacking sound it's really deeply satisfying in a sick kind of way. Even when you close it. It's solid. It doesn't sound like a ting, it sounds like a thwomp. Detent is money. Let's see if we can show you. I mean, this thing is a vacuum cleaner. Oops, let's get out of focus. I mean, you kidding me? Sick, right? Take a look at this thing. I mean, really, I think you need to see in its full glory. This thing's a monster. I don't know if it's going to stand up on this wood table, but it's just sick. Truly sick. I mean, think about it. Rassenti started making furniture, and then scales, and then this. This is what he came up with. Stupid. I think he found his calling. I'm definitely going to buy more pieces from him. I'm going to Blade. I'm going to run to his table and be like, sell me everything you got, please. Alright. I'm rambling. If you have any questions at all about this piece or any other videos that I've posted recently, please don't hesitate to ask. Post it in the comments. I try to answer everything. And if you're digging them in the videos, please throw me a like. Let me know. And I will keep doing them and posting them. It's my pleasure. Guys, this is Peter Rassenti Large SNAFU. Take it easy.